One of the things that gave people some cause for concern was the absence of security operatives, specifically policemen, via a court judgment, a court order saying that the police should not deploy to the local government areas for the elections. But how would you describe the conduct of the elections?
Okay, good morning, everyone. The Rivers State elections has been met with a lot of controversies, even before the elections, right? So, but if you come to look at the elections, we have the counter court order from the interim court order from the Abuja Federal High Court order. So all those court orders came in, and then they kind of a little bit destabilized the process. The Rivers State Electoral Commission, State Independent Electoral Commission, already slated a date for the election. So whatever political dynamics that was trying to play there in terms of going to court and getting different court orders, that also affects the conduct of the election itself. Because at some point, a lot of political parties withdrew from that particular election, especially the two major political parties, which are the APC and the PDP. They withdrew from it. So it will even surprise you that even the PDP, who they already have a sitting governor, they are even the ruling party in that particular state, withdrew from it. That didn't even stop there. Another key stakeholder also was also offered sent a court injunction also to also tell them not to go out and maybe perform their duty as security agency in terms of the election. So that also plays another key role. So now, when we are talking about key election stakeholders, we say political parties, security agencies, and if these two parties we are not fully whether not fully participate in the process, that also poses a lot of questions. And everything, whether the whole thing about the kind of court order, is just a political theatrics that all the parties are trying to play around it, and then some stakeholders in the political parties are trying to play around it, trying to undermine the process, or also trying to show their political, show their political grandstand in the states. So that also have a direct implications on the citizens, because the citizens are the major key stakeholders when it comes to this election, not just the political party and the security, right? When you keep toying with people up and down, it affects the outcome of the election. You can see the election recorded a lot of voters apathy. There are a minimum number of people whether there is less number of people who came out to participate in the election. And that came with another shocking result again, when you see that another political party, which is not that popular, that's the APP, was the one that cleared all the polls, and only one local government that was being cleared by another political party. So that on its own also shows that there are a lot of issues that have to be fixed when it comes to local government elections across all states. And the court orders and court injunctions supposed to be something that we protect the system, something that will ensure the integrity of the system, not something that will undermine the process itself. So for me as an observer, looking at the political, security agencies say they are withdrawing their services. Does that mean that security agencies, they are withdrawing their services from protecting the citizens, or what? It's beyond just election. Security agency supposed to, even despite the fact that they have the court injunction not to go out there, escort the biological materials and so on, but there is a gathering of people in some other places. They can mount their checkpoint or that kind of come close by to the polling, because there are people, anything can happen on those particular polling units, right? Mount those places and ensure there is security and safety of citizens first. Not political parties or not anything, but safety and security and citizen. Safety of citizens is very, very paramount.
Okay, so
I don't subscribe to withdrawing their services at all within that period of the election.
All right, so it's also boiled down to court orders. Let's go to Jack now, because at the end of the day, if you listen to the explanation being offered by the IGP and the police, it will seem like they going in at all will mean flouting a court order. And we're told that wherever an order comes from, it has to be obeyed. So this is where the issue is. So Jake, as someone who's been monitoring elections before now, do you think, really, that this election in Rivers State, which dominated the papers today, as against other elections that we had, can actually be said to be credible, given all the examples and all the issues that, he just raised? Do you think it can also be said to be credible, transparent? Because at the end of the day, that's what the electoral commissioner who actually swore them in, I mean the chairman of the Rivers State Independent Electoral Commissioner who swore them in, he said that this is the best election they've had so far at that level in the state.
Good morning. I think first and foremost, I think I want to reiterate what President Obama said on Amanpour show. He said, democracy will win if we fight for it. On the heels of that, I want to say that despite the operational and political challenges that RivSec faced, they ended up changing political landscape and political pundits' opinion about how election should be conducted. I'll give you 4 takes, and I want to really read from what I wrote and posted. I think this election has shown us something that every electoral umpire should learn. Number one, a peaceful election is possible without deploying thousands of security personnel. This election has underscored that and underpinned that we have been deceived over the years by the so-called security operatives who deploy 35,000, 50,000, 80,000 of police that have no business being around the electoral process. They have just exposed themselves. So election can actually hold without unnecessary deployment of security personnel. Number 2, election can be cost effective. How much did it cost Rivers State government to organize this election? Nothing compared to what we have been told and even other states have spent, in spite of the political turmoil that they faced in getting this thing off the ground. Number 3, the peace that people or peace can emerge when people are allowed to genuinely choose their leaders. Peace can emerge when people are allowed to genuinely choose their leaders. And number 4, very, very important. This winner takes it all syndrome that we have seen at the subnational is as a result of very weak opposition. That said, my sister, my brother from Yaga, this election did not even experience as much voter apathy as we have seen in other states. The people were willing to participate. The people were willing to vote their candidates. There was relatively peace across board. Absolutely. There's no violence. I don't think anybody died from the reports that I got, So this attitude of politicians thinking that they hold the destiny of the people has been broken. This claim of political structure, you want to take my structure, it has been dismantled. The Rivers people are the people that this process has benefited the most. The intention was to take our resources from us. The intention was to stop the federal government from giving us our allocation. And we have defeated our enemies. And I speak today not just as one who is at the center of political development in this country, but I speak as a Rivers indigene. I speak as one who has a bona fide right to comment on the outcome of election in my state, that today democracy has spoken, and he has spoken loudly in Rivers State. Fubara has made himself a hero of democracy, and every other person should learn from him.
Okay,
But,
Jake.
Tribalism cannot stop you.
Jake, let me ask you to hold on. Let's go back to Gabriel now. Some of the issues that Jake raised there, Gabriel, I'd like you to comment on the issue of voter turnout, because you talked about the withdrawal of security agencies and the withdrawal of the People's Democratic Party and the All Progressives Congress as being things that detracted from that election. But what about the voter turnout and the conduct of the people themselves, as well as the conduct of the Electoral Commission, the RCEC officials?
Okay, I would like to start with the conduct of the people. It shows a true resilience of the from the people's side, the voters, to see how they still come out despite the confusion of the court order, whether the election will hold or will not hold, whether security agency will be there or will not be there. But people still come out and vote. But that being said, it also boils down that despite the even though the people come out and vote, right? If there is no any of these kind of distractions in terms of the court orders and so on, we would have expect more people to come out and vote, right? Because people are ready to come out and vote for leaders that will represent them at the local or at the grassroots level, right? Not even just that. You can also look at it in the point that the SEC, the SEC itself in Rivers State, they also did a commendable job, right? Because you can see that the Independent Electoral Commission, that's the INEC, didn't give them the BVAS machine to use, but they improvised to be able to get some of their own customized ballot boxes, and also in kind of ingenuity in terms of how they will be able to do a secret and open secret balloting. So that also plays a long role. That means that if the states independent electoral commissions are cut across all states, they are being empowered, they are being given enabling environment and that independence that they need with adequate resources, they will be able to perform way better.
Okay.
Because the outcome of that election have proven that yes, SEC can do more better. And if given enabling environment and opportunity, they can be able to give us a credible election cut across.
Okay, so let me still stay with you, because what we've seen is that 22 of the local government were won by the APP, and one was left for the AA. But we also saw elections in other states where all the local government areas were taken by the ruling party. In Rivers State situation is a different ballgame altogether, because even the ruling party did not participate. But what does this say about elections at the grassroots level? Can you confidently say that this peace that Jake talked about, when he says peace can emerge when people are allowed to choose their leader, can that be really said about this, the outcome of this election in Rivers State? Is there peace? Because there's still agitation by some people who boycotted the election.
Yeah, definitely. When election is being conducted, whether election has been conducted, definitely there are people that will still be grumbling about the election and say that they will bring a lot of issues about it, most especially from the political angle, right? So that one is always there. But another concerning issues when it comes to local government elections is the political interference when it comes in other states, other states cut across. When you look at it, the ruling party always win all the seats. In some places, like in Benue State, only sorry, I said Benue, in Cross River, this thing,
Akwa
Ibom, you mean?
Oh yeah, APC won only one local government chairmanship seat, while you see that PDP won all the 30 chairmanship seats across the state. So that has been the trend over and over and over again whenever election is being conducted at the state level. So
why is that? Why is that? Because you monitor elections.
The interference is the political interference. Governors don't want to give room for any political parties. That's why you see that mostly close to the elections, when other political party, whether other political parties coming to contest the election, they see that there is no fairness and openness in the system. Some of them tend to withdraw, right? But their withdrawal cannot just be the solution to the case, right? Come out and participate, mobilize your people. If you see maybe the governorship election across other states, you will see that there are other local governments that opposition party won there. Then what stopped the opposition party from mobilizing their people in those their strongholds and ensure that those people win at that particular local government? But they always kind of check out and then say that they are going, we're trying to boycott the system. By boycotting the system is not the solution, right? If you keep running away from the challenges, you will never find solutions to the problem. Let's participate. Let's ensure that we mobilize the people, cut across everywhere. Let voters get adequate information and also be sensitized about the system so that they will come out and vote. If you market your manifesto well to the people will definitely see reasons to come and vote for you, right? So there is more groundwork that needs to be done by all opposition parties when it comes to local government elections, so that we will not leave it to the ruling party just to be the kind of winner, whether it's kind of the ruling party takes it all.
We need to.
But when you put a keen contest in the system, then it brings about that true democracy that we are looking at. When it's said about is a competition, is a war without battle, without bloodshed.
It's all right.